Hi there. Welcome to English Pronunciation. I've been meaning to make this content for a while now. I just haven't figured out how to start. But in this video, I'd like to begin with one simple letter, the letter S, and the different sounds that it makes in English language. So let's begin. So there are many different consonant sounds in English. I'm looking forward to make more contents on them, but today we will focus on the four consonant sounds that the letter S can make. The first one is the S sound. That's again is the S sound. It's the fricative voiceless, which means that whenever you are trying to make this sound, there is something in your mouth that's kind of blocking the air flow, but not stopping. It's not like bah or bah, whereas there is a definite stop. In fricatives, there's friction, thus the name fricatives. So in this friction, the first one being voiceless, and the place is in the alveolar. I'll show you later in the chart. Is the s sound, while the voiced, when you make a voice from here, if you touch your throat right here, it's z, z. Notice the difference? S and z, s as in see, and z as in zoo. Okay, and the next one comes from a little bit further back in your mouth. It's the sh sound, sh as in sh or she, and then the j sound, j sound, as in usually, casual. Whereas the sh sound is not voiced, or it's voiceless. The j sound is voiced. Let's say casual, casual. You will notice that you are making a sound over here. All right, so here it is in the chart. So our alveolar is, we are making the sounds kind of in the front, more towards the front, the s and z sound, and more a little bit towards the back, the palatal sound is the sh and z. You notice how when you produce these sounds, it comes from different places. The s and sh versus z and z. So it's a little bit further back. All right. So here's an example. In this sentence, all the four different sounds that the letter S makes is present here. Of course, it's not always the letter S, but sometimes you also see the letter Z, sometimes you see the letter C that makes these sounds, but let's just see. On Sundays, she usually goes to the zoo with her boys. One more time. On Sundays, she usually goes to the zoo with her boys. I've highlighted it here. The one that's highlighted and underlined in blue color is the S sound. Sundays, Sundays, okay? And goes, goes, right? Whereas the sh sound is in the word she. In the word usually, like the word casual, there's the j sound, usually. And then in the words zoo and boys, you notice that it's the z sound. One more time. On Sundays, she usually goes to the zoo with her boys. All right, so those are the four different ways that we might pronounce the letter S in English language. Now we're going to learn from a song. This is actually one of my favorite songs, and it has a lot of the S sounds in them. And actually, all the four different S sounds that we can make in the English language are present in this particular song. The song is titled Seasons of Love. It's written by Jonathan Larson. It's from the musical Rent. If you haven't heard the song before, please pause the video and then go to the link that I've provided up top and also in the description of this video and watch it first. So you kind of get the context of it, because I'm not going to be singing like the entire song for you, but I'm going to take parts of it and we're going to read it over, and I might sing it a little bit, but not as nicely or as professionally as would the original cast, or either the Broadway cast or from the motion picture. I link the video up top and also in the description below. Okay, once you're familiar with the song, let's start with the pronunciations. Seasons of Love, 525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? So in this first passage, we hear a lot of the S sound. Thousand, six, minutes, moments, so dear. Again, those are the sounds that we make. And then we hear the word measure, measure with the j sound. So in this part, we only see these two. It's 525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? And all right, so moving on to the next part of the lyrics. Now, in this case, we have a lot more of the S sounds. Let's begin. In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee. Even in the word sunsets, there are three different S sounds. You'll notice here, thankfully, they're all the same: sunsets, midnights, cups of coffee. Continuing on with inches, miles, laughter, and strife. And lastly, we've seen this part before in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year and a life? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? All right. So we go on and we are moving on to the chorus part. And it says, how about love? Okay, make sure you say love, not love. And this is going to be another topic of discussion, especially for us Indonesian speakers, how to differentiate between the f and the v sound. So it's not love, but it's love. All right. Measure in love. So in this case, today's video, we are going to concentrate on the S sounds only. Measure. And on the last line here, we are introduced to yet a different sound. Seasons. Seasons. So the C is voiceless, while the Z, the last syllable, season, that's voiced, like the word zoo or boys. So it's seasons of love. How about love? Measure in love. Seasons of love. All right, so then the song goes on to these four lines. In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died. In truths. This is the z sound at the end. So the plural of truth is truths, then she, and then in times that he cried, and bridges, bridges. So there's again the z sound, or the way that she dies. In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died. Okay, last but not least, there's more S sounds coming up. It's time now to sing out. It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate. Now, the C here also makes the S sound because the C comes before E. Celebrate. All right. And then remember a year in the life of friends. And lastly, my favorite line, measure your life in love. Measure your life in love. So I think they are singing something like, it's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Measure your life in love. So, with that, we have seen the four different ways that letter S makes different sounds, like in C, then she, and then also seasons and measure. Well, I hope that's been useful for you. Have an inspiring day. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get notified when I make next videos. Thank you guys.